Imagine a life where you can work for yourself, doing what you're passionate about, without a boss or demanding pressure. Imagine being able to work from anywhere at all, exploring the world whenever you want, all while operating from your trusty laptop in some of the coolest places on earth. This is the genuine and free lifestyle that many digital nomads have. Although there are some challenges along the way, this idea of having the freedom and flexibility to work on your own terms is a dream shared by many. And yes, this dream is achievable even if you don't want to constantly travel the world. In this video, I'll reveal a step-by-step framework, a high-level playbook that you can follow to obtain 100% self-employment, live the remote work lifestyle, and gain the freedom you desire. Oh, and this video doesn't require you to be a YouTuber or an influencer. There's a bunch of videos out there like work for 2 years, don't make any money, and then you magically become rich by putting out all this content. This is gonna be a more direct approach, and I hope you like it. Let's get started. Part 1, the key ingredient for the nomad lifestyle. Unsurprisingly, the key ingredient to unlocking this type of lifestyle is money. Now, you either have to possess a ton of money, in which the case you probably wouldn't be watching this video, you would just be living the lifestyle you desire, or you have to find a way to make money while living the digital nomad lifestyle. For most of us, money is gonna be our limiting factor. So clearly, we're gonna need some amount of money for basic survival. But if you're gonna wanna live this digital nomad lifestyle where you're traveling and exploring and doing what you wanna do, you're probably gonna need just a little bit more than that. However, that actually depends on where you choose to live. For instance, I live in the heart of Central Florida. Central Florida, where the day-to-day cost of living is relatively high. On the other hand, if I were to explore, let's say, Southeast Asia, for example, I could likely do so at a more affordable rate than simply just living in Florida. Regardless of where you go, you must find a way to generate income while living this nomadic lifestyle. Part 2, how to actually make money. To illustrate this, let's categorize opportunities as either location bound or location independent. And then our role type is either going to be an employee or an entrepreneur. Something like being a manufacturing engineer is location bound and you are an employee. This is actually the lifestyle I had for 2 years while working in New York at a manufacturing plant. I had to be physically present at a specific location because my responsibilities were on site and couldn't be done remotely. Next, we have location independent employees. These jobs are like a software engineer, for example. You have a remote job, so you're an employee, but you can actually work from anywhere. In today's ever-changing work-from-home environment, this is actually a fairly realistic place to get to. More on this in just a second. Next, we have location-bound entrepreneurs. These individuals work for themselves, whether as freelancers, self-employed individuals, or small business owners. For example, a plumber typically provides services that cannot be delivered remotely, making them location-bound, but they're entrepreneurial because they're doing their own craft. And lastly, in quadrant 4, we find location-independent entrepreneurs. Some examples are website designers, video editors, copywriters, computer coders, things like these. They work for themselves and they can operate from anywhere. If you aspire to live a digital nomad lifestyle, it's crucial you aim for these location-independent categories. Now, for most people, there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting a remote employee job. For instance, everyone thinks being a computer coder or a designer are the only types of remote work, but in today's climate, there's so many remote work opportunities across various industries. You can be an HR representative, you can be a recruiter, you can do accounting, you can do marketing. These are all location-independent employee positions. So if you spend a bunch of time and several years developing a skill set in a particular field, there's no need to become a website designer. Your current role most likely has opportunity to be done remotely, and there's companies who are willing to pay for that. So you can adapt your current skill set to a remote work environment as long as you find a situation that suits you. But for the rest of this video, we're going to be focusing on the location-independent entrepreneurial path. This is the most exciting path and the path you traditionally think about when you think about being a digital nomad. It's not just having the freedom to live wherever you want, but it's the freedom to make money however you want, live on your own terms, not have a boss. So this is what we're going to be talking about for the remainder of the video. Part 3, how to actually get into quadrant number 4. There are 2 primary paths you can follow to reach quadrant 4. The first path is the creator's path. While we won't dive deeply into this path, it essentially involves creating a lot of free content over time, producing day over day and eventually making money from the free content you're releasing. The problem with the creator path is it takes an absolutely huge amount of time to start making money from things like sponsorships or affiliate links or ad revenue and stuff like that. What I'd much rather talk about is a more direct approach that can get you living the digital nomad lifestyle much more quickly. The second path, which I recommend for those seeking the digital nomad lifestyle, is the freelancer path. It involves two super simple elements. One, you need a skill set that you can work remotely. And two, you need to find someone or business that's willing to pay for that skill set. This is the quickest method to adapting that digital nomad lifestyle. So let's take a look at some of the details. Now, it's worth noting, although I do not recommend the creator's path for the quickest method to become a digital nomad, the creator's path offers much more long-term leverage. By leverage, I mean the content that you share online continues to grow at the time that you're not currently releasing content. You can release one video, and that video can make you money for the next 5 or 10 years if it's a good video. On the other hand, the freelancer path does not provide the same amount of leverage. You are essentially trading your time for money, but it offers the faster path to generating income and living the digital nomad lifestyle. Part 4, the remote freelancer path. So as a remote freelancer, how do we actually make money? Now, like we said, it's the combination of two things. One is you have to have a skill set you can do remotely, and two, you have to have someone or a business that's willing to pay for that skill set. This has always been the fundamental equation in commerce and services, although it's often overlooked in today's digital environment. So step 1 is to develop a skill that people are willing to pay for. If you currently have an office job, there are a ton of administrative roles that you can certainly do remotely and someone would be willing to pay for. If you're more on the creative side, there's various design and media skill sets you can offer. There's an absolute vast array of both administrative or creative roles that you can do online and make money. If you're interested in these, there's a full list in the description that walks through a bunch of these. You can utilize freelancing websites like Fiverr and Upwork, which allow you to post your skill set online and connect with clients who need work done. Personally, I like to take more of a proactive approach. Rather than waiting for a client to choose me, I found a way to reach out to two specific types of clients that happens to work really, really well. The first type of clients are creators, and the second type of clients are businesses. For creators, we're talking about YouTubers, influencers, SoundCloud. I think people still use that. Often these types of people are a one-man team or a two-person team, and they can really value from your online skills, whether it's marketing, design, document control, stuff like that. And what's so handy is they often have their information readily available. So it's easy to find their phone number and their email. So what I would do is send them an email and give them a call, listing my skill sets in a well-documented email. Make sure it's really laid out well, and there's a high chance that someone responds to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. People aren't going to respond. Personally, as a creator, I get emails all the time by video editors, SEO optimizers, media consultants, all this type of stuff, and they're offering their services, and I probably get maybe 10 a week. And of those 10 might sound like a lot, and that's all the people you have to compete with, but most of them are like bot generated. I get one well-crafted email maybe every month. So what I would do is really spend time creating that email, send it out. You're going to be light years ahead of everyone else reaching out for bids, and there's a high chance you actually find someone who wants to work with you. I recommend finding someone whose content you really admire, because then it kind of creates a good little two-way street, and you can learn a little bit about them, what they do behind the scenes. This is an excellent approach. The second type of client I absolutely love targeting, I call dinosaur companies. Now, dinosaur companies might not be a fair name, but it's companies that have a boring routine. These are going to be like dentist offices, electricians, plumbers. It's a necessary job that's always going to be there, but it's not really glamorous and publicized and advertised and all that type of stuff. It's a business that when you need them, you call them. There's a couple benefits that come with targeting dinosaur companies. First, they're very, very good at their skill set. That's why they run their own business and they're successful and yada, yada, yada. But two, their area of expertise is not marketing or creating the best SEO or making website designs and stuff like that. Often there's a huge gap on these trade skills that they just don't have someone who's willing to do that for them or never really thought about it. If you could be that person, you could bring more sales to them, more leads to them. It's really a no-brainer. I highly recommend reaching out to dinosaur companies. The other benefit is they have much more money to spend than a creator team. Like I said, it takes forever to make money as a creator, but these dinosaur companies are more likely to make money regularly, and often they have a much higher budget, which means you get more sales, more business. It's a no-brainer. Dinosaur companies are the way to go. If you have a tech skill set, definitely check it out. And that first client is gonna be the most difficult one to get. And the second one's gonna get a little easier, and third one's gonna get easier. Then you're gonna get some reviews and referrals, and it's really gonna start growing. So one really important thing to note is when you reach out to these companies, they're gonna do a little bit of research on you. So make sure you have a presentable online presence, have a website, make a logo. If you really wanna live the digital nomad lifestyle, then you're gonna have to put in a lot of upfront work, but I guarantee you it's gonna be worth it, and you're gonna get the freedom you desire. If you found this valuable, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below. Welcome to the Startup Squad, and as all things small business, start small, start today. I'll see you in the next video.